guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to craft giant paper flowers. And an interesting story behind this beauty. I actually drew the petals on a piece of paper, scanned it into my computer, and then turned it into an SVG file. And then now I have a 3D flower. I love it. And you can get all of the SVG files for free in my library on biancacrafts.com/library. It makes a 12 by 12 inch flower. So 12 inches this way and 12 inches that way. So when I say giant flower, I mean giant flower. Isn't that awesome? It's so cute. Okay, so now that you've gone into Cricut Design Space, got all of your mats situated, now it's time to load them. Make sure when you load them, pay attention to which way you have designed your mats, because I have a few that are vertical and a few that are horizontal. Again, if you're using a 12 by 12, don't worry about it. Also, if you're using 12 by 12 paper, you will need a lot less. That's the other thing. I have 14 mats because I'm using 8.5 by 11. But if I was using the full 12 by 12 sheets, then I would probably have half or less, 7 or less probably easily, than what I'm using right now. But this is the color I want and this is the paper I have, so let's get started. So we are going to take our mat and place it in the machine. We're going to load it. I am going to head over here and select fast mode because I want it to go fast. We have a lot of mats to cut, and the quality of that it's not an intricate cut, so the quality won't be lessened by being in fast mode for something like this. So while you are loading and unloading and it's cutting, make sure that when they are cut out, that you lay them similar to this, where they're in some sort of order. It's going to make your life so much easier. With so many pieces, it's very important that you keep some semblance of order. So I have all of my large ones glued together while I've been waiting. And now I'm going to start on my medium. I'm going to get them all glued, together at the V, so that when it does come time to assemble, hopefully by the time all the stuff is cut out, most of my flower will be ready to go. So you'll see I'm using a few different colors. Luckily they're very similar, but I actually only had enough of this nice cardstock for some of my project. So the rest of my project will just have to do with construction paper, because that's what I had on hand that was similar in color. I did not want my project to be multicolored in the sense of like blue and pink. I don't mind it being a couple tones different of pink, but I did not want it to be a completely different color like blue and pink or something. So I found a similar shade of construction paper, and it'll just have to do. As you can see, for a project that takes so many pieces of paper, it's not a surprise that I didn't have enough. If you run into a similar occurrence, feel free to improvise. So the beauty in having craft made by you is that it can be as unique as you want it to be, as well as you're able to improvise because it's your craft and you can do whatever you want. So you really could, if you wanted to, I bet it would look cool, if you wanted to do an ombre flower or a two-tone flower or anything of that sort, I bet that would be awesome. And my suggestion for that would be to do caps, if you're doing two colors, like two tone, I would do half of them, half the petals in one color and half the petals in the other. And I would do it more or less the large in one color and the small in another, so that it kind of blends. But if you want to do ombre, you would do maybe every third color is a new color, every third petal is a new color. That would look really cool. I might try that one time. Now that you have everything cut out, glued together, now it's time to roll. So there's two different ways that I'm going to show you how to roll these. The larger ones have a different method, or I guess I should say same method, different tool. So for these little bitty ones, roll them first, then glue them. Okay, like these little bitty ones I rolled first and then glued. But once you get to these larger sizes, I would say even starting with this one, so the second petal size, that up you can roll after you glue it together, because they're so large that they won't end up creasing or anything like that. So now we're going to quickly go through and roll all of these, and then we'll move on to the next step. What we need is a standard marker, Crayola, Crazy Art, whatever you've got, and a skinny one. And these are the two different tools you'll need. You can use a pencil, you can use a Expo marker, any of those things will work. Just something similar in this round if you can. These are for this one, all the way up until the second petal. Once you get past the second petal, you'll use the large for all of those. Okay, let's get started. To roll it, you're simply going to place the paper on the pen or marker, and then you're just going to run your finger over it really quickly. It doesn't take much pressure or time at all. You can also do it similar to the way you do ribbon at Christmas time for gift wrapping. Maybe not with this one, but for some of them you can do that. You just take it like this, and you just gently roll it over, and you just run your fingers along it. Careful not to snag your paper. You do not want to rip it. But that's it. That's all there is to it. So let's get into this. Get this rolling over with, huh? Get this rolling started. Now for the large marker, it's going to be the same thing. You're just going to lay it over like that, and then just run your finger along the petal. I think this one's going to need the small one to give it a so take it back. Up through the third petal, as it turns out, is the best curling marker for the job. So up 1 through 3, petals sizes 1 through 3. You're going to use the skinny marker. Petals 4 through 9, that's when you will bring out the big one. Okay, now that those are nice and rolled, and the reason we roll them is because it gives a nice natural look. I mean, of course it's paper, but it looks better when you have rolled the paper, and it's best to roll the paper before assembly. You'll see as we go that I will have to roll the paper once as we're assembling the flower, but the main reason you're rolling it prior to is because it helps give that paper a direction to go, and so when you are rolling it, once it's glued together, it's less likely to tear. It can, but it's less likely to if you have given it a sense of direction on which way to roll.
you're just less likely that you're going to end up with a big old rip in your flowers. Okay, what's that? But yeah, you just rub your hands like this, and you gotta roll.
And this is how it turned out. Isn't it beautiful? It's so big. I don't know if you can tell. I love where I placed it. Let me step forward a bit and see if you can see where I placed it. So I placed it on my IKEA board for now, or my IKEA shelf. And it's so beautiful. But this would be wonderful for any kind of wall art or DIY room overdo. It would be beautiful to match this with maybe a few others of different colors, a little smaller, and put them on your wall as a mural, or maybe in a cute little girl's bedroom. I think this would be such a cute 3D art to pop off the walls. I mean, come on. It's beautiful. I love it. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Keep crafting. Bye.